So here's gonna be a quick tip for large format photography and using film holders. I found this invaluable for identifying my negatives and tracing them back to the notes I took when I was out actually shooting that negative. To do that, you have to be able to mark your film somehow. And now medium format and 35mm come standard with little film or frame numbers on them. That way you know, okay, the second image I shot is number 2. So if you're taking notes, when you're out actually taking pictures, it's very easy to reference back to what you did. That is not the case with 4x5. Now, thanks again to this wonderful book, Way Beyond Monochrome. Go buy yourself a copy if you can. It is invaluable. It's got so many good things in there. So in order to do this, you need a few tools. You need a metal ruler that you're gonna make these notches on. You need a file to make said notches. And then you need a razor blade to actually cut the little notches in your film holder. And the basic idea is you need to make this little notch on the film, and based on that notch, it will identify what film holder based on the number. And it's a binary system that we put on here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what you have to do is make 6 notches with a flat or rectangular file. So you wanna make little triangles in here and just space them out nicely. I have about a 1/4 inch in between each one of mine, but as long as they are, this fits in a 4-inch area for 4x5 film, or a 5-inch area for 5x7 film, and so on and so forth, 8x10. So if you space them out a little bit more, it's not gonna be a big deal. Just keep that in mind when you're doing it. So you're gonna file these out, then you're gonna label these 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. The next thing you're gonna do is take your film holder, you wanna take the dark slide out, and then you're gonna line this ruler up all the way to the edge. Carefully take your utility knife. This one happens to be 16. So I'm gonna take a notch and make a notch right on that 16 while holding this right to the edge. So then I want to just carefully notch that out. And I say carefully because you can do some damage with one of these. So just, you gotta firmly press down and be careful and notch that one out. Now, if this was number 17, I would notch out 16 and 1. If this was number 3, I would notch out the 1 and the 2. And then, so for this one, for instance, this is a negative that came out of this particular film holder, because when I put this back, emulsion side up, the way it was in the film holder, and put my little tool down on here, right to the edge, it lines up with the 16. That one's notched, nothing else is. I know that was shot from that film holder. This is invaluable so that I can go back into my notes that I took to get better as a photographer, especially large format, where you can expose and develop each single sheet individually. It's imperative that you make notes on how you exposed it, and then make notes on how you developed it, what the contrast range was in the scene, and how that worked out for you, basically. Because that's gonna kind of show you what's working and what's not working. If you don't have that, you'll end up with really cool negatives, and if something's right, you'll kind of have an idea why, and if something's wrong, you'll be like, well, I kind of think I know what's going on. But if you have detailed notes and you can actually link that negative back to the notes, you'll know exactly what's going on. I highly recommend anybody that really wants to get better at large format photography, in particular black and white, and developing your own. It's really important that you take detailed notes and that you can reference them from the developed negative. The other thing is, once I notch that out with the razor, I take light, very, very, very fine sandpaper or emery paper, something very, very fine, and I just go over that because I don't want there to be any jagged edges there, because that is, you're gonna be loading the film in right past that. So you want that to be smooth, because if there's like a sharp edge there, the chances of you scratching the film are much higher than if it was nice and smooth. So that would be the other recommendation I would have for that. But this has helped me tremendously, you know, identify my negatives, because I was so used to, you know, with medium format and 35mm, like I said, it's just built in. Like they have numbers built in. That's not the case with 4x5, so this solves that problem. It is a little bit of work, but it's not too much work, and it works out really good. So please subscribe to my channel if you want more tips like this for large format and film photography, and I will be working hard on the next video for you guys. Take care.